Hey everyone, we are back with another agent interview to dig into some real telesales businesses from agents actively in the trenches to get insights from them. Inside information on, just so you can understand what it takes and what the real numbers look like. Every interview that we've had has been very enlightening. We all go about business a little bit differently, just based on who we are as people, as humans. And we can all learn from each other here. So today we're going to hear from an agent who consistently writes over $300,000 in final expense life insurance premium over the phone annually, okay? He did that in 2021, 2022, 2023. He's tracking for that in 2024. So let's hear from him. Today we have Rick Bender. Rick, let me get him on here. There he is. Rick, welcome. How you doing?
I'm great, Jeff. Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from and what you were doing before Digital PGA.
Sure. I'm in the beautiful state of New Jersey, the southern part of New Jersey. Been in sales since I got out of college a long time ago. And my background is in advertising sales.
Okay.
Since the 90s, actually sold my first website in 1999, long time ago. Concentrated with all businesses doing internet marketing for them. Last few years, I was specializing with attorneys, working with attorneys. And now I've been here, been in the business since February 2019, and honestly wish I was in this business from the beginning of my career.
Yeah. Well, I can tell why. You're putting up some amazing numbers, and you're doing it consistently too. What I say was at $300,000. Yes. 3 years in a row since 2021. Yep. And yeah, you're tracking to break $300,000 again this year. So let's talk through the mechanics of kind of how you work this business. But first, let's get an understanding of your business. What leads are you working?
I am working inbound leads and have been since May of 2020. And that's where I get 90% of my business.
So you're working inbound TV calls, right?
Yes.
All right. What do you like about working those leads the most? Everybody has their preferences. What do you like working about those ones?
There are people that do have an interest. They've seen a TV commercial. It sparked an interest in their mind, and they pick up the phone and they're calling us. They're looking at us as the professional, the industry leaders per se, and people that truly have an interest. And so we're not chasing them. And with many of the leads that you do buy, that sometimes a lot less expensive, but you're chasing them. And by the time you get a hold of them, they're no longer interested in your product. We're here, you're getting the first opportunity to speak with them, and it helps with the closing percentage and helps with everything.
Yeah, I mean, talk about closing percentage in 2023. So I ran a bunch of numbers. We're going to talk through them in this interview here, but 2023, you closed 26% of the TV calls that you took, and that's unique closing ratio. So, I mean, that's not total sales made. That's just of the 683 TV calls that you took, you wrote 191 of those unique calls, right? You could have added spouse sales and referral sales and things like that from them, but just of the unique sales, you wrote 1 out of 4, more than 1 out of 4 of the calls that you took turned into a sale eventually, right? What do you attribute your above average closing percentage to?
Truly listening to them. Again, you have a person that has a need, you find what that need is, ask a couple probing questions to confirm it. And to me in sales, the biggest thing is listening to the person and understanding what they really need, and then satisfying their need. With your product, but if you don't have that need, you're not you're just missing out on steps and finding what their true interest is.
Absolutely, that seems to be the key thing with when we're talking to agents that have been doing this for a while successfully. When I ask that question, most of them have that same sort of answer, and it's a lot of people, they get into this business and they have a sales script and they ask the questions, but they don't really run with it. Like they don't take the answers, probe a little bit more, and kind of build that need up to make it, make them want it, like, and not procrastinate. Because that's where you turn people into action takers, is really focusing on the need and not making a transaction. And that's huge. I'm glad you mentioned that. Now, in 2023, I'm gonna switch gears here. We talked about your 26% closing rate on these TV leads. In 2023, you spent a total of $42,280 in leads, but you did that in order to write $312,000 in annual premium. That's just sales made. That's not, when you factor everything in, you placed over $230,000 in 2023 on $42,280 in leads. Would you say, and I asked this question, this seems kind of, nosy, but I asked this question because I want agents to understand, would you say you're netting after all leads and business costs over six figures?
Absolutely. Oh, sure. Absolutely. And have been, honestly, every year since, except for the first year. So yes, I definitely been netting over 100,000.
And is it getting better as every year goes by, as you kind of get those rewrites, probably, a little bit of renewals building up here, some people probably calling in that fell off the books that, that want to get their coverage back.
Absolutely.
Is it getting more profitable? Yeah.
Absolutely. In fact, that's a great point. You mentioned I spent 42,000 in leads last year. The prior years, it was much higher. So that my lead cost is going down every year. I am getting referrals. People that have fell off the books, they are calling back. I through our CRM, I keep track of my clients that have canceled, and just constant contact with my current clients is helping to get that referral business.
Awesome. So, I mean, you're putting up these numbers for the past 3.5 years. So I have to ask, what is your workday like? Like, are you working every day, Monday through Friday, full time? Can you talk me through what your week looks like?
Yep, absolutely. So I start off every day with the digital BGA's meetings. I've been doing this for a long time, but I just always have this philosophy that if you think you know everything, that's when you start going downhill. So I love listening to the training, participating, listening to my manager. And it's just, that's one thing I'm really blessed and happy with BGA, because you guys really do care, and you have script training, you have all different type of training. So that's where I start off each day. From there, I jump in our TV inbound queue, and I'm ready to take phone calls. In between, I'm trying to make calls, calling back clients or prospects that haven't purchased, following up on other issues. But I'm taking 4, 5, 6 TV calls a day. On some days. Some days it could only be 2. But so I would say there's an average of 20 TV calls a week. But that's a typical day. And then at some other times, I'm checking emails and doing everything I can.
Okay. How many hours do you think you put into the business on a daily basis? Is this like a full 8-hour day for you, or?
I would say I'm done usually at 6 o'clock at night. I'm taking the first call at 10. The BGA meeting is usually 9:30 Eastern time. And I definitely believe in a work-life balance. So 6 o'clock, I'm done.
Good. Yeah.
But having your own business, I will check emails at night. I will do little things that I don't want to do during work hours. That's the typical day.
Awesome. Yeah. You said work-life balance. You just got back from a trip, didn't you? You're just on vacation.
I was on vacation. You have to enjoy life, and I do enjoy life, and love my family, and that's time that's very important. You work hard to earn money, to help the family, to support them, and to do everything you need to do. But if you don't want to burn out, and you definitely have to enjoy life as well. It's my philosophy.
So I love that. while going through your numbers, I noticed your average premium per case is consistently the highest in the agency. So let's talk through that real quick, okay? I put the numbers down here in a spreadsheet just so because they're pretty incredible here. In 2021, you wrote 246 apps for $309,947. That's an average annual premium of $1,259. That was your first full year in 2021, right? $1,259. That's an amazing average premium. In 2022, you wrote 261 apps for $358,000. That's an average premium of around $1,371. Okay. In 2020, yeah, it was 2022. In 2023, you wrote 220 apps for $312,000, an average premium of $1,417, all final expense telesales. And in 2024, so far this year, you've written 101 policies for $161,000, and that's an average premium of $1,584. Rick, these are typical final expense telesales average premiums. What are you doing here to get these annual premiums up?
I wish there was a secret sauce, but I just like to think that I am just doing the proper background steps to understand their need. And then I'm not afraid to tell them what they would qualify for and start from there. A lot of people with the smaller average case size, I think they are afraid to throw out the big numbers. And they don't want to spend their client's money. Well, this is a need that the client has, and that's something that you're getting before you're throwing out these numbers. And you're confirming that, and they're getting the picture that they're helping their family, and that their family needs this. So why not tell them what their max qualification would be and go from there? And that's what I'm doing. And I guess that's really helping. And, I can't tell you the exact, again, secret sauce, but, I think that's what's helped me. And I think the TV call-in leads, probably have a higher average case worth to begin with.
Yeah, they definitely do, because you have to understand that we generate most of our TV calls on over-the-top streaming services, right? And we've shared this data before, but 93% of the people calling in have cell phones, right? So this means that this demographic on a fixed income, right? They're paying for cell phone, right? They pay for internet to get the streaming service. They pay for the streaming service, right? And so all these calls that are coming in, they at least have those. And so they have some sort of disposable income, and you're able to get those types of cases, as opposed to if you're working Facebook leads, they may or may not have any of that. You just don't know. But this, we're at least guaranteed a baseline that they're paying for these services, that they have the means to do that. Mm-hmm. So it's not just the intent of these leads, it's the demographic of these leads. And you're maximizing that demographic by, I think what you said, understanding their needs, right? Making sure they understand what the maximum offer they could qualify for is, mm-hmm. right? Is there anything else you're doing besides that?
Just explaining the product as well. I'm really trying to gain their trust. Before I came to Digital BGA, I met everybody in person, and that was meeting people face to face is different than just speaking them over the phone. So when I first came here, I thought that it would never work, because I'm thinking of myself, I would never give this information over the phone. And here it is. That was over 4 years ago now, and it's just working beyond my expectations. And I do really try to earn their trust, and I take time for that. I'm not rushing it, and really trying to, again, figure out their need. I love what I do. I sleep well at night, and I say that because I'm not making stuff up. I am speaking to these people from my heart. I know that there is a need. And before I worked here, I met people in person, and I've been to their homes. I've seen how their lifestyle in person. I know that they need this product. I really do. And so again, building trust, I think, has helped. The the whole process. I don't skip any of it. I just truly go through the whole process to find their need, to earn their trust, to make sure they understand what they're buying, the cost and everything. And I think they really appreciate that. And maybe they're just willing to take the chance with me. And I don't know what's that. Yeah.
No, there's something there, right? There's the fact that you're doing that on every single call. I mean, are you, for the most part, I'm pretty much assuming that you're at least offering the max. I think you said that's what you start. So when you go into the rate presentation, you start with the maximum they can qualify for,
yep,
and then work your way down.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so a lot of agents may think, okay, with those big annual premiums, your persistency and your placement must be off or lower. But I haven't seen that. I'm going to show some data here, but what do you think?
I think it's probably about average. Maybe above average. I do a lot of follow-up after the sale, by sending emails, information as soon as we get off the phone, but then I put information in the mail to them. I guess maybe another thing that I really stress is they will hear from me. I am their agent for life. And I want them to know that I want their family's business, their friends' business. I don't want to sound like a typical insurance person, but I think that makes them feel more comfortable that I really even care more because I want more business from them. So I guess that's helped with persistency as well. I think it's just a little bit of all the steps. Don't skip any steps, and it helps everywhere.
And it's so true, getting the family's business and to look at it that way, that it does help with persistency. If you get the whole family or somebody else in the family, that is, the data shows, and any insurance agency is going to show you that attaching a policy to a family member as well helps with persistency on like when you look at it in general as a whole. That does occur, and it's widely known, and a lot of agents have trouble asking for referrals. But when you put the way you just put it, that you want to help their family as well, right? And that's what you're there for. Are you getting a lot of referral business?
I am, sure, absolutely, and that's what helped me to reduce the lead cost each year. So it's becoming more and more profitable. And I send birthday cards. I do a lot of different things and to help with referrals. Of course, we would love to be 100% referral business. That will take time. And I hope to get there one day, but if not, I mean, the TV leads are great, and they're profitable for me. Life is good.
Good. Love to hear it. All right. So I'm going to dig into some numbers on a previous 12 months of yours. So I'm going to share my screen here real quick, and I want to go through a couple things. So this is an in-force report for 12 months for you. 129 cases for 215,586. I should have done the calculation on this, but it looks like it's around $1,600 in average on a per case size on your in-force policies. So the ones that are placing in force are actually the bigger ones, right? That are sticking there. So, this is your mix of business, right? You have some, your core carrier looks like SBLI, did about 46,000 with them, but you have American Amicable. I put in green here, Mutual of Omaha, American Amicable, because we have placed premium, but you also have active premium, what's still in the books. Now, I know there's a couple errors in the American Amicable thing, but it's not much lower than what we're seeing here. Mutual of Omaha, this is about 89%-ish right here. And in the red, like you said, you're average in placement persistency. That's what you think you are, maybe a little bit above average. And the ones where you struggle with is your guaranteed issue carriers, right? When you write a GI policy with AIG, you placed 8,700. There's 2,100 active of it, right? Great Western, I'm sure that was mostly card business, or when they accepted card business, or guaranteed issue. Same thing, right? Only 49 left on the books, 4,900 left on the books. In Prosperity, probably a lot of direct express business in that 5,000, which kind of reflects in the active premium. Everything else, I just want people to see, like, this is what was placed, this is what's currently active at these average annual premium numbers. Because a lot of people are going to assume that you don't place a lot of business or you don't keep a lot of business in force. And I wanted to show this slide so people can understand that you can have such a high average annual premium if you just sell correctly, right? If you build their needs, you build that relationship with them, and you can keep this business on the books. Everything else is within line, and and I wanted to show that. I don't know what you think of these numbers. Does this look pretty accurate to you?
Oh, very much so. And when I look at this, it looks like I am using 12 to 15 different carriers, and I guess that's true, and that goes back to my needs analysis. And when you're in this business, you learn where somebody will get approved with, and what companies you won't get approved with. And so I'm trying to do the best for my client. I'm trying to get them approved. I'm trying to get them the best rate. I'm trying to put them with the right company that meets their needs. And I wish it was just one company, but that's not going to be the case. And, I look at it as being an expert in this field. To me, this will be typical, using this many carriers and finding the right company for them. That's what is going to help our clients.
Okay. Awesome. And it looks like you lead with SPLI and American Amicable. They get looks like the two top carriers, an in-force business there. How do you decide who to go to, when somebody qualifies for both? Are you looking at rates? Like, how do you choose between those two?
Yeah. One of the questions I'm asking them is, are they technical savvy at all? And why I say that is because there's some companies where they will have to sign electronically, like Mutual of Law. Other companies, it's done with a simple phone call, some with a text message. So that's one of the determining factors on what company. The others are what company they would get approved with. I'm asking them health questions, and diabetes seems to be a condition that's really different with every company. So are they insulin? When did they start insulin? Diabetic complications, so forth. That's helping me decide which company. And then when it comes down to rates, listen, I don't want to charge them more when another company that's less expensive can give them the same product. So they're all different factors. I love American Amicable. I love Mutual of Omaha. I love SBLI. I love all these companies. I'm glad we have them. And so I can't say there's an exact science, but there's a couple different factors that I'm looking at. That's what's helping me to pick the right company for them.
Okay. Fair enough. Good stuff. All right. Couple more questions here, Rick. Is there anything that you're doing in your business that's different or unique that could possibly work for other agents out there?
You got to really care about the person. If there's a secret sauce, I would say, listen, you can make a lot of money in this industry, without a doubt. This field, the final expense, you can make tons of money, but when you're selling to people, they will know how much you really care about them. And if you show you don't care and they're just a number, will it work? Yeah, it'll work once in a while, but you're not going to have a career in this business. You're not building a business. My goal, I'm building a business. This is something that I want to do forever. I want my son to get in the business. I want to pass it down to him. And I'm really making sure that my clients understand that I care about them, their family. That's my main tip.
Do you say that on your calls? Do you let them know, like, hey, this is a family business. My son is going to run this thing?
Absolutely. Not every call, but there's absolutely times when I do. It comes with getting to know them and their family, just through the normal conversation, and I'll talk about my family. And yeah, hey, listen, I love this business. I sleep well at night. I tell them, and I mean that because I'm telling you the truth, and I'm saying this to the client. If something happened and God forbid your family couldn't get the money, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night, and I would not be in this business if that was even, a possibility. I'm here to protect your family. I'm your insurance guy. I'd love to help you. And I make sure they understand that.
Awesome. Last question here. I have to ask, for like the newer agents that are struggling out there, what sort of tips would you give agents just getting started in life insurance telesales, final expense telesales, whatever it is, to get traction fast? Like what would you tell them? What would you tell your son?
Yeah. Learn from your manager. Listen to your manager. Do the process that DBGA is giving you. I look at, you as someone who's been in this business for a long time, and you've earned my trust, and I just trust you, and I know that the business is going in the right direction. I know you guys care, and you showed that you've cared in all different specs, from the leads, from the training, from the script, through the companies that we use. I would say learn the process, take your time, make sure you understand it, don't skip any steps, and listen to your manager and go and attend every meeting, and listen.
I appreciate you saying that, Rick. That means a lot, and it's really the truth. It's why we put together the daily meetings, the training. We share with you the scripting that we use in our own call centers, right? And it changes, and because selling conditions change, market conditions change, leads change, and you have to continue to adapt. And that's why being in meetings and having a pulse on the business, because if you're saying the same thing over and over again, you're going to see your sales decline. You have to keep up to date on everything, because there's different ways that we figure out, that we learn from other agents that are in the trenches doing it, that we say, oh, they give us a tip on that, and then we implement it, and then everybody's doing it, and it lifts everybody up. And that's kind of the key to this. So staying, like you said, being in on those meetings, we're showing everybody what's working today, right? Not what worked. Like the script, I'm sure you can attest to this. The script we had 4 years ago is different from the script 2 years ago, is different from the script last year. And we're doing a new version of the script this week, and it's all from what we learn using data on what's working and what's not working. And you only get that if you attend the meetings, or else you would just look at this and be like, okay, I don't know why I'm saying this. But you understand what went into it, that it was tested in our call centers and all of that. So,
yep, without a doubt.
Absolutely. Well, Rick, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for your partnership for, over the years, and for letting us dig into your business a bit and being open and transparent with your business, so agents can understand kind of the mechanics of a successful agent's business. Really appreciate it.
Anytime. Thank you.